Good morning. How's everybody doing? So I just actually wanted to come on here a little early. I don't know who's all going to be up, but I want to say happy Sunday to everybody, the family, YouTube family. So you guys, I wanted to talk about something. You guys can let me know how you feel on this in regards to the narcissist and how a lot of times, they don't want to give up on you. They want to keep trying, whether they want to be your friend or they want a relationship or they just want to affiliate or associate with you because maybe they feel like they can benefit from you or they feel like, they can use you in some way. Just understand that the narcissist will keep trying. A lot of them cannot take no for an answer. An individual that cannot take no for an answer can be a little dangerous because sometimes they could try to force things. Now, I know like when it comes to life, people are like, oh, don't take no for an answer, that kind of thing. Depending on the situation in the scenario, as long as you're not harming anybody or hurting anybody, then, that's fine. But when it comes to a narcissist, we understand that, yes, they are deceptive. Yes, they are manipulative. Yes, they are controlling and things of that nature. So I just wanted, to share that with you guys. But yeah, I was thinking about that today. Someone reached out to me and they were like, hey, they're narc free, which I was happy to hear because this individual had been dealing with their narcissist for quite some time. And, they had been dealing with them and, they had a long relationship with that individual. And, it was crazy because this person ended up showing me a video of their narcissist watching them through their door. It was actually pretty scary. I'm not going to lie. They showed me a video of this narcissist and this person was not with their narc. I think she did try to work it out with the narc or whatever, try to see if that individual could change. But apparently, that wasn't the case. But long story short, this individual had a new beginning. They have tried to move on to someone else or, they're just living their life. And meanwhile, her ex-narc, which is a male, he just does not want to let her go. She's not interested in him, but he's still trying. And a female narcissist can do this too, but, we're talking about a male narcissist right now. So I'm just saying all this to say, you guys, is that your narcissist will be persistent in trying to get back into your life. They'll do this because, again, they have something that they can use you for. Hey, they can use you for something. They can benefit from you, and they can extract something for you. Now, let's be honest. Everybody is in a connection because of benefit in any way. So we're not saying like, oh, but like I said, when it comes to a narcissist, they're trying to exploit you, right? They're trying to, abuse you. They want to mistreat you. They want you to get comfortable with mistreatment. They want you to be comfortable with being taken advantage of or, being easily influenced. They want to make you a doormat, a people pleaser, a pushover, that kind of thing. So, hey, guys, come in the room. Yes. Everybody subscribe. Give this video a like, share. Thank you, guys. And let me know, what do you guys think on this topic? Let me know, too, what is you guys' mental health check for today? Mine's is a 8. How's everybody's mental health check today? Make sure that you guys do subscribe to my Instagram page. That way we can go live again. I know I used to go live a lot on Instagram, but, they have this new requirement where you have to have 1,000 subscribers. So make sure that you guys go to my Instagram. You subscribe to that so that way I can go live. Like the video, you guys. That way more people can see this video and it can help them and it can bless them. Thank you. And let me know, what do you guys think? Share with me your thoughts on this topic. Do you guys feel like your narcissist gives up on you? And, you have narcissistic parents. I want to do a video about narcissistic parents because, they never give up, when it comes to their kids. They want to control their children. They want to have full control over their adult children. They groom the kids really early. They try to put seeds of doubt, seeds of fear, seeds of, just anxiety, and they want to make you have low self-esteem because the narcissistic parent is in competition with their own children, which is sad. I know I had an auntie. I was 17 at the time, and my auntie was a grown adult, of course, and she was in competition with me, and I was 17, you guys. No one should be competing with their children, or no one should be competing with people that they're taking care of because that's unfair, And so, but yes, you guys, what's up? What's up? So let me know. What's you guys' mental health check? Check in with me, you guys. Let me know how you guys are feeling this morning. And it is August. Can you guys believe the summer is going to be over? Like, that's insane, right? How did you guys enjoy your summer? Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. But you guys get what I'm saying? So yes, just keep in mind that the narcissist will not give up on you. And the thing is, you guys may think because, you know, they're reaching out to you, you know, maybe they're like fake checking in on you, trying to see how you're doing. I want you guys to remember that it's not because, you know, they care about you, or, you know, they miss you, or maybe they see the error in their ways. I don't want you guys to get that confused. I want you guys to remember that, you know, the narcissist is only checking in because, again, they want to see if they still have control over you, if they can still manipulate you, if they still have power over you. You guys know the narcissist is very power hungry. So whatever they can do, if they feel like they have power over you, or they feel like you need them for something, or they can take advantage of you in any form, shape, and way, they will do that, you know, and they won't care how it affects you. They don't care how it affects other people. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Okay, so where I'm at in the U.S., I'm in the United States, so it is summer where I'm at. Where's everybody from? Everybody comment where you're from. And also comment anybody if you've dealt with a narcissist. Let me know. Put it in the chat if anybody has dealt with a narcissist, and if so, how have you been able to handle? But I was so happy to hear from this individual. You know, she did get a copy of my book to share with me, you know, that she really loved the book. And if you guys have not, make sure that you do get a copy of my book today. All 3 of my books. Also, make sure that you guys do try out my sugar scrub for the ladies and men. Men can use the sugar scrub as well. It's definitely good. We're maintaining good body care for your, you know, your skin. As I always said, you guys know with the sugar scrub that I have, I don't use it on my face or my neck. I've had people that have done that, but I only use the sugar scrub on my shoulders on down. That's just me. South Africa. Okay, cool. Where's everybody else from? Hello to South Africa. Definitely, I want to go to visit South Africa for sure. I know I had people from, I think it was like London, UK watching me, Gambia, India. So love you guys. I think there was someone, I think I said India, somewhere else I forgot, but that's amazing. Put your flags in the chat, you guys. Let me know where you guys are from. Where are you watching me from? Like I said, I'm from the US. I'm an American. So, you know, definitely that is a thing. But yeah, you guys. Yes, I want to visit. I would love to go there. Yes, you guys. But overall, like I said, and the other thing, I want to talk to you guys about God. Like, what I love about God, and I'm not trying to get anybody to be in a certain religion because I'm not religious. I'm just a spiritual person. I just have a relationship with God. Morocco. Okay. Ah, look at that. So, but yeah, no, I just see how God has been working, and, you know, I really do love God. You know, if you guys don't have a relationship with God, I really encourage you to do so. I know I was telling you guys that I wanted to do like a prayer group coaching course. If you guys want to learn more about that, please let me know, because I have been seeing God work. And to be honest, it's not an easy life when you follow God. Like, you will have a lot of stuff happen. You guys know I've talked about this a lot in my videos, but you know, you'll have people betray you. You'll have people that will be mean to you, be nasty to you, that will lie on you, blame you for stuff that you haven't done. But you know, I can tell you guys this. I feel like, you know, God is really your protector, right? He's really your provider. But the thing is that he has to see if he can trust you, right? Because of course God loves people, but God hates too. You get what I'm saying? So God does things, you know, like God takes vengeance. You get what I'm saying? So to me, I'm just grateful that I can put my trust in him, because I see God working. And I understand too that God has a timing. I get that as well. So sometimes you not only do you have to trust God, but you have to trust his timing as well. And then let's say, for instance, if you've been mistreated, you've been betrayed, you've been backstabbed, and you're like, well, why would God allow that to happen to me? Sometimes God will allow stuff to happen. And, you know, if you're following God, or if you like want to learn more about God, or you want to try to see what that life is like when you put your full trust in God, sometimes it's not easy. It's not. And I'm living it right now, you guys. And I'm going to be honest, it's not an easy journey. It's not an easy life. And I know you guys see me come here on the live and I'm smiling and things like that, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you guys have no clue about. I will be like, opening up and sharing with you more on what's been going on with me, and especially my journey dealing with narcissistic abuse and also following God. But, it's to be honest, it's worth it because like I said, I know that I have, God with me. And to me, that brings me peace. I feel like that has really been the foundation of my healing is my relationship with God, right? And I'm just grateful. I'm just really grateful because I realize that God really does love me. And his love is it's so much. Like, it's so overwhelming. And I really love that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if anybody else has a relationship with God or do you guys believe, but I really do believe, like, and it's really, like I said, it's a good feeling, because we live in an evil world. Let's be honest, you guys. Let's really talk about, like, the truth. Like, we live in an evil world. But for some reason, that's the way God wanted it. He wanted it that way, and it's not, I don't believe that it's always going to be this way, but I just feel like it's that way right now. You get me? All right. So love. Yes, the U.S. Okay, you believe in God. Okay, beautiful. So share with me, you guys, what is your relationship with God? Do you guys go to church? Do you guys pray? And if for those of you that have dealt with narcissistic abuse, how has that, your relationship with God had an impact? I would love to hear. I know, like I said, for me, I just realized, like I said, when people betray you, let's say if it's a narcissist, or let's say if it's your parents, or let's say it could be a job, maybe a job betrayed you, or maybe it could have been, maybe you got betrayed in a church. For those of you that are in the U.S., you grew up in a church background, a lot of people experience church hurt, and it hurts, right? It hurts really bad. But the beautiful thing is that once you really get to know God for who he is and how much he really loves you, if you do good and you're not out here trying to hurt or harm anybody, God, he will begin to trust you. He will begin to trust you. But I'm telling you, those tests and those trials, boy, it is not for the weak. I'm telling you, like, I've been there, done that. Like I said, if you guys are new to watching me, like I said, I had an auntie that I lived with for 5 years. She was a narcissist. And then while living with her, there was a male narc that I started, I had a connection with. I was dealing with him for 4 years. And then also there was a borderline individual that I worked with for about 4 months. And, that's sort of in the category of narcissist, cluster B, that kind of thing. And so if you can only imagine, dealing with 3 narcissists at that point in time, I learned a lot, and, it was not easy, you guys, and it's still not easy, but I'm still, putting my faith and my trust in God, because at the end of the day, I know that he has the best intentions for me. I know that God will never betray me. I know that God will never disappoint me or let me down, but, he has to test you, unfortunately. But in the end, you get your reward, so that, to me, I'm at peace with that. And not even saying like, oh, I want a reward, but for me, I just want to be at peace with God. I want to make God happy. You get me? So that's what for me has been the foundation of my healing. You get me? He said, right. You said those rising in the only begotten will test every spirit confessing the Christ, knowing that the one revealed and the legion interpreted Christ filling up this domination. Okay, Ray, how you doing? Are you a Christian, Ray? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, and let me put you guys' opinions, put your feedback on the chat. Everything that I'm talking about. Like, you guys are family to me, and I want us to connect. I want us to get to know each other because I want us to all heal. Right? That's what it's all about. And I was having a conversation with someone, you guys, and we were talking about what happens like when we die. Like, and granted, I know I got a long life to live, but it's still gonna happen. You get what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. I just feel like we're supposed to live in a way that pleases God. And I feel like that's the reason why the world is how it is now, because a lot of people are not pleasing God. God is really upset with a lot of people. Like, God is happy with some people and God is angry with people. So me, I'd rather be on the side where God is happy with me because I see how God looks out for me. He really does. And I see how much he really cares. And I also see that he has unconditional love for me. And I felt like that's something that I was always searching for. And when it comes to dealing with a narcissist, that whole love bombing stage, I feel like we can get caught in thinking like, oh, this person is showing me unconditional love. But really, the unconditional love comes from God himself, so that's what I kind of was viewing things in that regards, so. And it's 10:12. Is that Mr. Terrell? Hey, good, how are you? Good. So, yes, we are. Good morning. How are you, Indigenous? How's everything? And make sure you guys put in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's you guys' mental health check today? Put it in the chat, everybody. How are you feeling this morning? And Indigenous, chime in on the topic. What do you think about what we're talking about this morning? How do you feel? Yes, morning, everybody. Morning. So, yeah. And also, don't forget to put where you guys are from. Put it in the chat where you guys are from. Where's everybody from? And also, how did you guys find this page? How did you find me? I would love to know. Indigenous, I'm doing well in my current role. Is the A? Okay, perfect. So what makes you say that, Indigenous, if you don't mind sharing? What makes you say that? Yeah, the 8 is usually normal for me. I'm usually about an 8. Pretty solid, smooth, chill day for the most part. So yeah, pretty smooth. And don't forget, you guys know, if you guys are feeling called to, if you want to contribute to the Live Narc Free Ministries, if you want to sow a seed into this channel, if you want to see it grow, if you want to see it expand, if you feel like whatever I discuss helps you in any way, if you feel like it benefits you in any way, you guys are more than welcome to leave a donation. You can do so at $CoachJoy510. That would be at Cashapp, or you guys can leave a donation at PayPal, which would be at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. You guys know whatever you give, it comes back to you tenfold. So I just thought I'd throw that out there, but But yeah, you guys, yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, the individual just let me know, like, hey, she's moving on with moving away from the narcissist, does not want to, have anything to do with the narcissist, but he keeps trying, and like I said, if an individual is not able to take no for an answer, that person can be very dangerous because, and again, we understand on certain types of career fields, they teach you like, hey, don't take no for an answer. Like, I get that. But when it comes to relationships, some people can take rejection hard, right? Some people can take rejection hard. So you just want to be careful. I think I was watching a video. They say you can really find out about who a person really is. You can find out their true intentions when you tell them no. And I think that's so true because I've seen it firsthand. When I have told someone no, I saw how they switched and they flipped, and it can be pretty scary. So you might want to make sure that, if an individual kind of flips on you, if you tell them no, or, maybe you're like, hey, wait a minute, give me some time, that kind of thing, and they flip, then you can kind of see their true colors, and you can save yourself from harm, heartbreak, betrayal, that kind of thing, I was blessed to see another day. So, okay, got you. Yes, that's great. Honestly, and Indigenous, do you have a relationship with God? I would love to know. Anybody else in the room, tell us, please, like, your thoughts on this topic. Do you feel like the narcissist does not give up on you? Or, like I said, this could be a parent. This might be a parent. Maybe this is a sibling. Maybe this is an in-law. The in-laws are very controlling. The in-laws like to try to take over your relationship. Parents, like I said, narcissistic parents do not want to see their children grow up, have their own life, and be independent of them, think for themselves. I know that firsthand. My auntie was that way. She did not like the fact that I made my own decisions, that I thought for myself. Of course, and this is not to say that, okay, you can't get advice from people, right? I recommend getting advice, getting support from people, reaching out. I always tell you guys, reach out to me if you ever need a session, if you want to talk more about whether it's narcissistic abuse, you want to talk more about building a relationship with God, you want to talk more about just kind of finding clarity in your life, finding and having direction, that kind of thing, right? That's what I'm here for. I want to support you guys in that way because I know what it feels like not to have anybody there. I know what it feels like to have people judge you, bash you, criticize you, mistreat you, and you are literally the person that has been abused. You are literally the person that had to, take the torture. Pretty much, you were tortured. You were, beat up, battered, bruised, all of that. And people are saying, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, I get it. I've been there. I've been lied on, mistreated. People have tried to humiliate me. People have tried to embarrass me in front of people, try to make me look bad for something that I did not do. So if there's anybody that will get where you are at right now, it's me. And I'm just glad that God doesn't allow me to look like what I've been through. Like, you guys, I have been through so much. Like, if I were to tell you this stuff, you'd be like, Joy, like they did that. I'm like, yeah. But that's the beauty when you have a relationship with God, because if it wasn't for God, you guys, I felt like a lot of that stuff would have took me out. But since I have a relationship with God, God protects me. God really restores me, and he keeps me going, you guys. I'm telling you, that's the only way. There's no other way that I can say is God only. Now, again, when you follow God, you may not have people that support you. You may have, like I said, you're going to have people that turn your back on you. They're not going to want to help you. They're not going to want to support what you're doing. And that's okay, because the beautiful thing about that is that God will bring people into your life that will, they'll support you, or they'll, hear what you're saying. And they're like, yeah, I get that. I understand, that kind of thing. So if you are on that path where you're like, hey, you know what? I want to live differently. I want to follow God. Just understand what you're getting yourself into. Me, I wish God would have been, there's no way I would have been able to know like all the stuff that I was going to go through when I follow God. But the beautiful thing is, like I said, I had God on my side, and he protected me, and he kept me safe through everything. So I'm grateful for him, and I will never turn my back on God. And I encourage you not to turn your back on God, because he loves you. He really does. Only if you do good, because God does not like ugly. Y'all know what I be talking about. The people that be doing ugly, y'all know who y'all are. God doesn't like that. So y'all better be careful. But like the good people watching this, I'm talking to you, okay? Yes, I have a relationship with God the Most High. I had an awesome holy, that's good. And Popo, okay. The chosen ones were always attacked. We are a mirror to everyone else. That comes with admiration for some. Yes. And honestly, Indigenous, I love that you said that, because me personally, growing up, I'm not going to lie, people, I got into fights. I know it's going to sound crazy. I got into 2 fights when I was growing up, when I was young, when I was in elementary school and when I was in middle school. I got into 2 fights, and I know that this girl wanted to fight me in high school. So, I've been used to people not liking me for any reason, but, as I've gotten older, I would think that would change, but it's always been the same thing where people don't like me for certain, whatever reason. But, you get to a point where you just don't care anymore. You get what I'm saying? You don't care. And for me, even when I went through narcissistic abuse, with my family and the people that, I thought loved me, I at first was concerned about, making videos, because I was like, well, man, people are probably going to judge me. And I felt like, okay, well, maybe I might feel ashamed or embarrassed. But now I'm just I don't care, because I feel like, I'm doing it because I want to help other people, recover from what I've gone through. Because I know that there's some people that do it for whatever their reason is. It is what it is. I'm not, whatever. But me, it was a sense of healing. I felt like, if I shared what I have gone through, and someone else is like, oh yeah, like I went through that too. Like, thank you for sharing that, because, you know, I was so afraid to speak the truth, you know, or I was afraid to say something. You get what I'm saying? So me making videos was a source of healing. You get me? So I'm just glad that I was able to move beyond myself. But yeah, as far as the whole hatred thing, like, I don't know, like, that is not in me anymore, because I feel like I have outgrown that, you know, like there's certain things in life where you outgrow, you get what I'm saying? And now it's just at a point where you're doing God's work. And I feel like that's what I'm doing. And like I said, sometimes it can be scary, because I know that I'm different. And I know, like, when I go around people, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, those people don't have my best interest. And that's okay. You know, I'm not judging anybody or anything like that, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. Indigenous, I don't war with flesh. I war with spirits and principalities. It is demons that consume, shadow side that attack. Yeah. Yeah, so it sounds like Indigenous, do you feel that you're on a certain path in your life? Like, if you don't mind sharing with the family, you know, your experience, because, you know, and I'm gonna be honest, like I told you guys, like I just finished up a project, and that's gonna be coming out shortly, and it's gonna be talking about everything that we're discussing now. I'm gonna be talking about, you know, toxic work environments, you know, and just dealing with a lot of, you know, stuff when you're around people, and you're just trying to do, you know, do what you're trying to do, you know, do your daily routine, do the things that you need to do for your family and things like that. And, you know, for some strange reason, you have people that mistreat you, people that will betray you, people that will hate you for no reason. And I've just gotten to the point where I'm okay with that. I am okay with that, as long as I got God's love and, you know, the selective few that I know care about me, I'm fine. You know, I feel like I've learned you don't need to have everybody love you. I've realized that you don't need to have a bunch of people around you, because the more people you have around you, I feel like the more drama. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. You know, I'm like, I'm good. I don't want the drama. None of that. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what has been for me. But like I said, that my relationship with God has been my foundation. And it's really, it's going to be with me for life, because I feel like, you know, even on my worst days, and even in times when I had no one, you guys, when I had no one, God was there. God was there. So for me, that lets me know that God is loyal to me, and God will never give up on me. So I'm not going to give up on God. But what I was saying is, in regards to the narcissist, they won't give up on you. And again, more reasoning to that is because you're a good supply. Whoever you are watching this, if you've dealt with a narcissist, or let's just say maybe it's not a narcissist, maybe it could just be a toxic person, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe it's a toxic family member, or maybe it's a toxic friend. Maybe they like still trying to reach out to you. They know probably 9 times out of 10 you're a good person. You probably had the best intentions, and you didn't mean them any harm. And, you know, maybe they feel guilty. If it's a narcissist, they don't necessarily feel guilty. They probably just want, you know, maybe your attention, or maybe they just want a sense of power or a sense of control, that kind of thing. So, you know, they could be trying to test the waters and just trying to see, you know, if you would still fall for the manipulation, that kind of thing. You get me? Indigenous, you said. Oh wait, I already read that one. Okay, there you go. That's funny. Matthew 5:12, ye are the light of the world. A city set in a hill cannot. Yeah. Yes, I love that, Indigenous. I love those Bible quotes. I haven't really been reading the Bible like that lately, but I'll be honest. So I read prophetic words every day. I follow like different prophetic channels on YouTube. You guys can do the same, but I do have the Bible app on my phone. But yeah, no, I definitely want to do that like Bible study healing class with you guys. Like I said, you guys can let me know if if you have interest in that, because I don't know. I just feel like, you know, when you have a relationship with God, you really get peace, you guys. It's nothing like having peace. Like I said, I get that the world is chaotic. I get it, you know, and sometimes you can feel alone. You get what I'm saying? And I felt that way a lot, you guys. Like when I was in isolation from my auntie, from the male narcissist, from the borderline, I felt isolated, and sometimes that can feel scary, but the beautiful thing about having a relationship with God is the fact that, he helped me to feel safe, right? God helped me to feel safe. God helped me to feel secure. Even though I couldn't see God, I couldn't touch God, I was like, when I prayed to God, and I was talking to God and stuff like that, he gave me those signs that I needed to see to let me know that he got me. And I was like, oh, okay, I see now. I see. So to me, that was really all that I needed at that time. But still, there still might be things that you want to work through to kind of, help you. You say amen. Yeah, so it's different things that you might want to work through. I know that a lot of people have told me one of their biggest things was that they deal with after narcissistic abuse is anger. You guys, let me know what would you guys say is your biggest challenge? I know Indigenous, you told me once that, I think it was feeling worthy. Do you feel like that's the same thing, Indigenous, or do you feel like it's other things too? I know, like for me, when it came to after I dealt with narcissistic abuse, I feel like my biggest thing was trusting people. I had big trust issues when it came to healing after narcissistic abuse, and also just being afraid of the unknown. I feel like I was afraid of the unknown. I felt like because when you're abused like that really takes a toll on you. You get what I'm saying? So you really have to rebuild yourself up, And so I feel like, when I was in that time in my healing process, I definitely really studied myself. I studied like who I was, and, I feel like also it was a lot of inner child issues that I had to overcome. Like me growing up and things like that. Not saying that I blame my parents, and, you shouldn't blame your parents either, but sometimes you might have those issues and things like that, or whatever the case may be. Indigenous, she said, I stay in my sleeper, and these times we had to stay prayed up, and I'm never alone. I'm always 4D Christ. Yeah. When I grow up, I would. Oh, where are you at? Bo Gone Show, where are you at? But yeah, Indigenous, I feel what you're saying. That's beautiful. Like I said, definitely, as we wrap up, I just want to encourage you guys to keep healing, keep, on your journey. Don't give up on yourself, but give up on the narcissist. That's the key. I want you guys to remember, if there's anything that you get from this video, I want you guys to give up on the narcissist, because again, I understand that a lot of us, we have hope. I get it. It was me, you guys. And that's one thing about me, is I'm very transparent with you guys. I'm very transparent. And I had hope in the narcissist. I had hope that maybe things could get better. I had hope that maybe that individual could change. Maybe they can wake up and see the error in their ways. Maybe they can come back and apologize, but it never came. It never came. And the only thing that it does to you, if you're trying to recover, you're trying to heal, it's going to hurt you even worse. It's going to hurt you. It's going to disappoint you. It's going to let you down. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel lonely. You might feel depressed, all of that stuff. So your best bet is to give up on the narcissist. Even though they won't give up on you, you got to give up on them. You got to give up on them, because they're not going to do you right. They're not going to do you right. And you might feel like, because maybe you see them with someone else, or maybe, like I said, if it's your parent, maybe you might find out, they're doing this with, your sibling or other family members. You might think, there's hope, but trust me, you don't want to make that mistake, because, like I said, you're only going to disappoint yourself in the end, and your healing process is going to be delayed. Because think about it like this, you guys, the longer you procrastinate on healing, the longer you delay your inner work, the more pain you're going to deal with, the more stressed out you're going to be, the more anxiety you're going to feel, the more depression you're going to feel, and it's going to last for a long time. So you're probably going to keep, being isolated. You're probably going to keep maybe attracting narcissists, or maybe you might become like a narc yourself. You might begin to be emotionally unavailable, or you could attract somebody that's emotionally unavailable. And it's just a cycle of hurt and pain, and you don't deserve that. You get what I'm saying? You don't deserve that. We all deserve to be happy. We're all worthy. You know, even if we make a mistake, even if we have to start over, that's okay. That's another topic I want to talk about. It's okay, you guys. You know, you're not perfect. As long as you're learning from the experience, it is okay, you guys. Okay. Indigenous, the negative energy I carry at the narcissist. Okay, aggression. Okay, I like that. Anyone trying to get close to me was met with hostility. I heal from that. Beautiful, Indigenous. I'm so happy to hear that. Bulk, you said, might not have a nice heart, kind, smart, beautiful, successful. Like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But yes, I'm going to sign out. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you guys do give this video a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment so a lot of people can see this. This can help them and bless them. And make sure that you guys do follow my Instagram page so I can go live on Instagram. Make sure that you guys like my Facebook page. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. See you guys in the next video. And as always, if you guys want to reach out to me for any support, any guidance, or even if you want to collaborate with me in any way, send me an email, serious inquiries only. All right, I love you guys. Until the next time, take care. Bye, guys.